Hello. Welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews. Today's beer is kind of an unusual one. It's from Suntory, which is one of the four major breweries in Japan. There are four: Asahi, Kirin, Sapporo, and Suntory. Suntory is probably more famous for their whiskeys in other countries, definitely, but in Japan they have a big presence in beer as well. And this is one of their less expensive brews. It's called Haposhu, or actually they call it Shin genre, new genre beer. And it is this one, Suntory Kin-Mugi Natsu Kaoru ale type. And so this is actually a summer beer, and now we are in early November, but the drink by date is until next year, so I've had this sitting in my fridge for a while. I will give it a go today. So these are less expensive beers. To be qualified as a Shinjana beer, you should have less than 50% malt in your beer. Okay, and they have been taxed at a lower rate, and so those types of lower malt beers, or even no malt beers, which use things like soy protein or peas to ferment, are quite a bit cheaper than all malt beer. But recently the tax changes are making these beers equalize in terms of their price and taxable amount. So, and eventually in October of 2026, all beers will be Haposhu Shinjana, and all malt beers will be equal in price or in tax. So, but so far, these cheaper beers have been quite popular. Now, so this is a summer beer, Natsu Kaoru aroma ale type, and some breweries are now realizing that craft beer is around, and a lot of craft beer, most of craft beer is ale, and so they're putting ale type on their beer, on their labels. And very often on their website they explain what an ale is, because up until recently, almost all major craft or major beers in Japan have been lagers, not ales. So they often tell people, well, ale is, has a fruitier taste or aroma, things like that, and they try to explain basically the process of making an ale versus a lager, whereas in the past most people didn't even care. All right, and this beer is not listed on Rate Beer at all. Generally, if I find that's the case, I tend to add them to Rate Beer, but I don't think I will in this case, unless it surprises me in a great way. Untapped, there were 40 ratings when I checked, and the average was 3.19, kind of respectable. That's out of 5 for a Haposhu beer. It was released in July of 2023, and it contains malt, hops, corn, wheat spirits, but as they say here, 3 types of aroma hops. Okay. Well, that's interesting. On the website they don't tell us what types of aroma hops they are using, but the Kaoru does mean fragrance or aroma, so we'll see if there's something there. Generally, when major breweries say something nice about the hops or the malt, you really can't detect it because they don't use enough of it, maybe, to make a difference. There are currently 6 beers in the Kin-Mugi series. Kin is gold, and Mugi is barley. And I'll put a link to the website so you can take a look and see what they are. Okay, so we should give this one a go. This is Kin-Mugi Natsu Summer Kaoru Fragrance Ale Type. I have some trepidation here. Okay, crystal clear. All right, and about a half finger of sort of frothy white foam. Aroma. Yeah. Okay, this has a typical hoppo shoe sort of light vegetal note. Overripe, extremely overripe fruit. Maybe some sugar put in there for a bit of a blast. Yeah, this is definitely coming from the wheat spirits and the probably the less than stellar quality of the malt that they use. Aroma hops. You tell me. What do you smell? What you smell is basically what I smell. Not much in terms of aroma hops. Okay, flavor. Okay, started out okay. Starts out with a big burst of kind of fruitiness, stone fruit, maybe some apple, but a little bit sweet, and then mid palate fades out, and the aroma hops are not terribly present, but one nice thing is the wheat spirits, which is alcohol to fortify the beer, to get it to 5%, are not so strong and offensive as they usually are in a beer of this type. So when brewers tend to use wheat spirits, sometimes barley spirits as well, it kind of adds a really rough note to the aroma and to the flavor. And here, not so much. It does have this stone fruit and, again, overripe kind of thing to it, but it flattens out pretty quickly. So, and again, that wheat spirits thing is not too strong there, so that's in its favor. Yeah, I've never rated this, but I'd probably give it about a 2.5 out of 2.6, maybe out of 5. Yeah, just like light fruit juice, apple juice. Kind of not as offensive as usually these beers tend to be here. So you probably won't see this one anymore. It's a limited edition, and it's for summer only. And summer is long gone. So, but in any case, there are again 6 types of Kin-Mugi beers in the beer series. Kin-Mugi, and you go take a look. Tell me, if you think any of them are really worthwhile. I don't know how many of them I've reviewed. Probably none so far. But yeah. So, and should I add this to rate beer? I don't know. It's really nothing special. And next year they'll probably come out with something else. So something else for summer. Anyway, that's enough for now. Please do take care. Subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment. Bye-bye.